Good evening, America. We are here with Tuna. It's episode 100. She is eating that up, isn't she? But yes, it's episode 100 today. What better guest than Tuna for episode 100? I'm gonna let her finish up, and then we'll get this episode started. But for the time being, I hope you enjoy seeing Tuna eat. She's eating Trout Feast Flaked from Fancy Feast. It's not a sponsorship or anything. I just, in case you guys have cats and, you want to get them the same cat food that Tuna eats. I wonder if you guys can hear her eat. True. But yes, we'll let her finish up. Yeah, she's done. You done? Let me get everything set up. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Before I even start anything, I want to introduce what we're drinking today. It is a sober episode, so I'll be drinking some coconut water. Pretty good. And also, before again anything else, I do want to, full disclosure, I'll be bringing out the notebook today. One, it's a serious episode when I bring out the notebook, and two, it's going to be an amazing episode every time I bring out the notebook. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode 100. If you guys have been here since the beginning, thank you. But anyways, let's get this episode going, right? I guess before anything, I should probably address the rumors. What rumors? Well, if you've been at the gym and you've at least spoken to Michael once about me, then you've probably heard some rumors. Now, are those rumors true? They kind of sound a little far-fetched, some may say. I'm not here to confirm nor deny. No, I'll just fucking, yeah, I was in the South, all right? Where exactly? Let's just say the Deep South. What Michael said was true, pretty much. Yes, I was in the Deep South, and yeah, I'm just putting that out there because if you guys have been keeping along with your gym routine, then, I would like to think that you guys were probably like, hey, where's that handsome motherfucker at? But yeah. Michael, let me just give them a quick little shout out. I do appreciate you checking in. I appreciate that. You're a good guy. Can't wait for you to come on the podcast again. So I guess I should probably just start off with how is the South? I'm sure a lot of you are wondering that, right? Like, Caesar, tell us about the South. How was it? Well, it was different, I think that's probably one of the first things I always tell people when I'm talking about the South. I know I've touched on the South here and there before on the podcast, but I don't think I've ever really gone in depth about the South. And I would like to do that for this episode. So yeah, how was the South? It was different. I think that's the best way to describe it. Different. I usually always like to throw out the fact that there are no sidewalks over there. Is that an exaggeration? I don't think it is. There's some sidewalks, some, very few. I think that would be a better way to describe it. Very few fucking sidewalks. And I think I'll just leave it at that. But that's not a very good way to describe the South, right? I feel like people are gonna want something of a, more of a thoughtful answer. So to that, I would say the South is humbling, pretty damn fucking humbling. Why do I say humbling? You guys already know where I'm located at. You guys are familiar with how it is here. Imagine going into the fucking jungle, because that's what it is. Why do you think there's no fucking sidewalks? Because it's fucking jungle out there. Imagine going into fucking Jurassic Park, all that green vegetation that just seems like it's fucking taking over and shit. You'll see a fucking dinosaur hiding behind some fucking green, luscious vegetation. That's kind of what it's like. That's why I say it's humbling. It really puts into perspective how much distance we've put between ourselves and nature when we're here right now. You really get to, I'll say, enjoy nature to a different degree. Some of you might say like, oh, you touch grass. You touch more than that. I think touching grass is not doing it justice, but yeah, something along those lines. It's humbling. And like I said, imagine stepping into Jurassic Park and shit. I think one other thing to say about the South, at least for me, would be that, man, let me try and find like the perfect word for that. Let me take a drink. Maybe that'll help. Something about the South just kind of, for me personally, kind of engulfs me with a sense of cosmic dread. There's some sort of, I don't know what you want to call it, like cosmic horror that has been apparent in the South. I know that sounds a little, fucking supernatural, maybe. I don't fucking know. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm calling it a cosmic horror, cosmic dread. I don't want to call it supernatural, I think that would be going a little too far. But there's something about the South that just, yeah, for quite some time, actually, that's how I felt, or I felt that feeling regarding the South. Sounds kind of strange, right? Yeah, I'd say that's kind of strange. But let me get into detail. I can't just say that and not give you some context, some more details, It's all about context here at ImWithCesar. So where do I even start, right? Like, how am I going to say that and give context to that, right? Man, I hope I'm not getting like sweaty. I guess let me start off by throwing out this phrase that I think I've said it here on the podcast before. If you're someone like Freddie, or if you're Freddie, you're probably familiar with the phrase. If you're someone like me that has good taste in shows and shit, then you're probably familiar with it as well. They say time is a flat circle, right? That's kind of the gist of everything here, you know? That's been like the common dread. I think that would be the best way to describe it, really. That's where that feeling of cosmic dread comes from when I'm in the South. Now let me take a drink because it is pretty damn hot. I'm wearing a sweater and I got this fucking ring light. But really, time is what I feel it comes down to, like I said. You know, you've heard that expression that time is our most valuable resource, right? There's a lot of fucking phrases, a lot of fucking shit that people say about time. What else do fucking people say about time? People say, time heals all wounds. I'm sure you motherfuckers have heard that, right? I'm sure some of you have lived that, right? Some of you have been told that when your heart's been broken, when something bad has happened, you know? Time heals all wounds. I'll let you answer that yourself, of course. But, you know, sometimes I wonder, you know, like, why do they say that, right? Like, again, they say a lot of shit about time, right? Does it really have that much power? You know? I feel like that's already me turning people off to this conversation that I'm having, right? I feel like people are gonna be like, "Oh, this motherfucker, he's even stupider when he's sober, right?" Is that why he's not drinking today? No, I just wanted to have an honest conversation about the South and how I feel about it. And yeah, it's really about time. I feel like if the term cosmic dread, cosmic horror, cosmic anything supernatural for you motherfuckers that want to go there is a little too much for your science-based minds, then I guess let's talk about time and just how much power it has, you know? I think that's where we could all kind of find common ground in relation to this conversation. I feel like a lot of you, at least I hope a lot of you, are familiar with me describing myself as cool, calm, and collected. I think that's a good way to describe me. Do you not? I know I've told that to a few people, that I always try and stay cool, calm, and collected, right? And I would hope that, you know, over these past fucking 100 episodes, that yeah, I've been able to keep up that image of cool, calm, and collectedness. But you know me, I believe in being upfront and honest. And I'll be honest, there was one time where there was someone from my past that kind of described the way I was talking, my demeanor, as not cool, calm, and collected. You know, they said, I don't remember the fucking exact words, but if I'm not mistaken, they said it was similar to sounding fearful, something like that. Now, what would cause me to fucking sound like that? I'm sure some of you are wondering, right? Well, it was this whole fucking conversation about time. And no, I'm not talking about like some fucking like, oh, fucking, we're all gonna fucking die eventually or whatever. No, I don't think that's what it is. No. I'm pretty fucking sure that's not what it is. I don't think I'm like, I'm fucking some nihilistic fuck, Right? Freddie, back me up here. I told this person my concerns with time, I kind of went into detail. It was like a fucking close to an hour long. If not an hour long, it was like fucking maybe 45 minutes of a phone call. So 45 to, 60 minutes. And it kind of just unpacked everything, This sense of, cosmic dread. And yeah, that was the first time I ever heard this person kind of not describe me as, the cool, calm, collected, handsome motherfucker that I am. So it's kind of eye-opening, Do I hope I don't sound like that right now? I hope I don't sound like that right now, I can kind of see myself. I have the fucking camera pointing at me. If I'm getting sweaty, again, it's because the fucking ring light, I assure you. But yeah, that was the first time, I'd say. That was the first time someone described me as sounding fearful. And it was because I talked about time. So I guess let me just, again, let me just fucking get down to the details, the context and everything. I don't want to get super into fucking details. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm fucking very meticulous about details. I want to save you guys 45 minutes to an hour of your fucking time, But I will say that, this whole thing about time and the South are kind of just interconnected. This person from my past, she kind of heard me out, she heard me out. I kind of explained my position on this, and it was because of her that I kind of like, wanted to go back to the South. If you know me, you probably know that I didn't want to go back to the South originally. But after I met this person, that kind of changed. The plan became, hey, let's go to the South. Let's experience it together, And, well, I mean, you guys know how that went down, right? But after that, there's pretty much no discussion about going back to the South, as you could probably imagine. It should be pretty well known. I did not enjoy my time in the South back then. I had no desire to go back. Now, what I'm gonna try to be careful with how I say this, because again, I feel like a lot of people that are science-based are gonna be like, oh, you're fucking crazy. But there are like patterns. All right, I feel like I'm losing a lot of people talking about patterns, but hear me out. how would I describe this? You know, the like pattern and shit. I think some people would describe it as fate, maybe some shit like that. I'm not sure how I would describe it. I think fate would just be a better way to describe it for people that are like kind of just listening and don't really have like, the type of background that Freddie has. Freddie would possibly describe this more akin to free will versus determinism. And to a certain degree, I think that's probably the correct way to frame this whole situation about time that I'm describing here. Was it by my own free will? Or was everything predetermined already? If you guys know me, then you know that, one of those answers bugs me a lot, or maybe not one of those options, not answers. I should say one of those options bugs me a lot. And you guys probably know I don't like being bugged. And I think that's where, time plays a role in this cosmic dread feeling, this feeling of cosmic dread that I feel in the South. Is everything really dependent on time? Is there no free will? Is everything just, again, a flat circle? Is time a flat circle? And are we just going to be forced to do everything over and over again? If you would ask that person from my past that I brought up, I feel like she would probably say that, yeah, Caesar's usually a cool, calm, and collected motherfucker, but I think he feels like he met his match here. I think he thinks that, he is going to have to repeat things. And it's not going to be on his watch, on his terms. It's going to be on their terms. I'm saying their because, again, I'm not sure what to call it. This sense of cosmic dread, cosmic horror, whatever you want to call it. I truly believe she would say that again. But that was back then. That was like 2023, I believe. 2023, 2022, one of those years. It's 2025 now. The present, currently. How do I feel now? Has like my opinion changed? I'm fucking doing an episode 100 about this fucking cosmic dread, cosmic horror, How do I feel now? Well, we kind of started this conversation with how I felt about the South, right? And I'll get to that. I'll continue with that, but I met these two people in the South. Who are these people? Well, wouldn't you like to fucking know, huh? I'm not gonna fucking tell you guys. They know who they are. But I met these two people and I don't know what to say. I guess I met these two people and it kind of opened my eyes a bit, like I guess let me get into detail here. I guess I do have to get into detail here. I met these two people, and again, in the South, where I don't want to say surrounded by the sense of cosmic dread, but there was definitely, a specific moment in time where just it became very apparent, that whole feeling of nothingness, like it became almost exaggerated. And I swear I heard the voice of these two people, and fucking, yeah, just everything fucking felt better. I think that's just the best way to put it. They scared away the cosmic horror. Yeah, I think I would describe it like that, Scared away the cosmic horror, and they definitely changed my perspective on things. I'm sure you guys are probably wondering, like, okay, like, what did they do to fucking change your perspective and whatnot? And I kind of want to, like, I want to be honest, but I just feel like the truth sounds corny and maybe a little cliche. And you guys know I hate being corny and especially cliche. But the truth is that they both kind of gave me a reason and a purpose to win this battle against this cosmic horror from the South. This sense of cosmic dread, this battle with time that maybe I just fucking made up in my head, That's what they did for me, Sure, maybe like the past Caesar from 2023, 2022 wouldn't feel confident in winning this battle, but this Caesar, after meeting these two people, yeah, I feel fucking confident. I feel fucking confident in saying that I'm gonna win. I got this. And it's because of them, honestly. I made a promise to them, to both of them, verbally and in writing. Some of you are probably wondering, oh, what was the promise? I'm not gonna fucking tell you guys. But I made a promise to them, and they know what I promised. I'm gonna deliver on that promise, Fuck this cosmic horror, this cosmic dread. I got this. I'm gonna win. I will deliver on my promise. I promise. And with that, let's go back to the original question. How's the South? It was great. It was really fucking great. Honestly, I enjoyed every fucking last minute of it. These two people were legit the fucking highlight of my trip there. And I am very grateful and thankful for the time we got to hang out together. I would like to say more nice things and shit, but they already know. So, and yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. Gotta be mysterious. Gotta be mysterious and nonchalant about these type of things. But yeah, I enjoyed my time in the South a lot. I loved it, really. And with that, we'll call it an end to this episode. Let me go find Tuna. She's somewhere around here. Let me get her, and then yeah, we'll conclude this episode. You probably can't hear her purring, but she's purring. But yeah, thank you again for tuning in to episode 100 with me and Tuna. If anyone is wondering, I'm wearing, a collared shirt with this sweater because one of those two people that I mentioned earlier recommended that I wear the collar. So I think I look pretty damn good in this collar. going for that college professor look, you know? But anyways, just thought I'd throw that out there. Thank you for tuning in for episode 100. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope you enjoyed Tuna. We'll see you in the next episode.